All right, let's just jump right in. So if you're an expert in, well, anything, you know the struggle, right? You've got this mountain of knowledge, all your notes, your research, your best ideas, but actually turning that into a polished online course? Ugh, it feels like this massive, impossible project. But what if I told you a single AI tool could just completely flip that script? That's what we're digging into today. I mean, think about the old way of doing this. It's a total marathon, isn't it? It just feels so overwhelming, so complicated. And honestly, for a lot of people, that feeling is the giant wall that stops them dead in their tracks before they even get started. And this really puts it into perspective. The old way, yeah, that's months of grinding, juggling expensive software, maybe even hiring a team. But the NotebookLM way, that marathon just became a sprint. We're talking about getting a full course structure in minutes with one tool, and it's all powered by, well, you. All of those huge barriers, time, money, complexity, they basically just evaporate. So, how does this all work? Let's get into it, starting with the absolute foundation. Step one is all about feeding the machine. You take every single thing you've got, your notes, your links, your documents, all that raw material, and you hand it over to the AI. Okay, now this next part is maybe the single most important thing to understand about this whole process. NotebookLM is what's called a closed system. So what does that mean? It means you can think of its brain as a totally blank slate that only knows what you tell it. It's not surfing the web. It's not pulling in random facts from who knows where. Your expertise, your documents, that's its entire world. And here's why that is such a massive deal. It makes your expertise the one and only source of truth. The quality of what you put in directly equals the quality you get out. And, most importantly, it means no weird AI hallucinations, no made-up facts. The credibility of your course is baked in right from the start, because it's all based on your work. All right, so you've uploaded all your knowledge. Now for the part that feels, well, kind of like magic. We're about to take that big pile of information and turn it into a perfectly organized blueprint for your entire course. And you start it all with a prompt that's so simple, it's almost funny, considering what it does. Something just like this. This really shows how our role changes here. We're not the ones hauling bricks anymore. We're the architects directing the super powerful assistant to build our vision. And what you get back is, yeah, wow is the right word. It's not just instant. The level of detail is shocking. We're not talking about some flimsy outline here. You get a great title, a logical breakdown of every single module, and a clear learning path for all the lessons. It's the real deal. And the best part? You're always in the driver's seat. You can look at that structure and immediately start tweaking it. You can just say, hey, can you redo this for total beginners? Or, you know what, let's pivot and make this an advanced masterclass. You have total creative control, instantly. Okay, our blueprint is solid. Now it's time to build the actual house. Let's move on to step 3, creating all the learning materials, the stuff your students are actually going to use. And the speed here is just insane. You can ask it to generate a detailed study guide, and bam, it pulls out all the key ideas and concepts from your source files in seconds. Or how about this? You can have the AI anticipate all the questions your students might have. It can create a whole FAQ section for you, answering the stuff a beginner would wonder about before they even have a chance to ask. And to make sure that information is actually sinking in, you can have it whip up multiple choice quizzes to check their understanding. And remember, it's all based only on the material you gave it. No curveballs. But let's be real. A great course today is more than just text. We need to make it dynamic. So how do we level up and turn all this great text into engaging video and audio that works for every type of learner? This is where it gets really, really cool. I mean, check this out. For all your visual learners, the AI can whip up a narrated slide video for you. And you can even choose the style, like a whiteboard look or something more artistic, and boom, you get a ready-to-go MP4. Then, for the people who learn by listening, it can generate podcast-style audio lessons. And you're the director. You can tell it, make this an explanation, or, hey, frame this as a debate. It's perfect for anyone who wants to learn on their commute. So, we have the content. We have awesome multimedia. Now let's talk about the final piece of the puzzle, getting it to your students and making it interactive. This is about turning a course into a real learning experience. And this feature is seriously next level. You can basically give every single one of your students a personal AI tutor by embedding what's called a learning guide right into your course. Now, here's why that's so powerful. This AI tutor doesn't just hand out answers. Instead, it asks these really good, thought-provoking questions. It pushes the student to think critically, to connect the dots on their own. That's the difference between just memorizing something and actually understanding it. It makes the knowledge stick. Okay, so how do you get this out into the world? Well, NotebookLM isn't a platform that locks you in, which is actually a huge plus. It gives you all the flexibility. You can pop it into Google Classroom, export everything to a standard system like Canvas, or you can even just share a link to the chatbot, giving your students a 24/7 AI teaching assistant. So let's just take a step back and think about what we just walked through. This isn't just about a new tool. It's a totally new reality for anyone who wants to teach. This is a fundamental change in how we can share what we know. So let's just recap that whole journey. It starts with your expertise. From there, a single prompt builds the entire skeleton of your course. Then you build out all the good stuff, the text, the audio, the video, and finally, you share it with the world on whatever platform you want. 4 simple steps from a folder of notes to a finished course. Just think about that for a second. That transformation, going from a messy folder of research on your computer to a complete multimedia course that's ready to go. It completely changes the game for what one person can create. Look, the process is laid out. The tool is here, it's ready, it's powerful, and it's just waiting for your expertise. So really, the only question that's left to ask is, what are you going to teach?